On behalf of the National Collaborating Center for Indigenous Health, welcome to today's webinar, Taking Action for Justice, Steps to Addressing Systemic Violence Toward Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls and Gender-Diverse People Amidst a Delayed National Action Plan. I'd like to acknowledge the Native Women's Association of Canada and the Canadian Institute for Health Research Institute for Indigenous Peoples Health for their collaboration on this webinar. My name is Donna Atkinson, and I'm the manager of the National Collaborating Center for Indigenous Health, and I'll be facilitating today's webinar. So the National Collaborating Center for Indigenous Health is one of 6 national collaborating centers for public health that was established in 2005 with funding from the Public Health Agency of Canada. Our sister NCCs are focused on specific topic areas, including infectious diseases, environmental health, healthy public policy, determinants of health, and methods and tools for knowledge translation. Our center is unique among the National Collaborating Centers program in that we are focused on the health of a population. And our goal is to support health equity for First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples in Canada by promoting the use of Indigenous-informed evidence to inform practice, policy, and program decision-making across all sectors of public health. And we are located in Prince George, BC, the traditional territory of the Lheidli First Nation. So I'm very pleased to welcome and introduce our presenters today. Little White Buffalo Quay of Bear and Loon Clan. Elder Roberta is Nadawa Ojibwe Nukamis from Wikamikong, Manitoulin Island, Ontario. She's a proud mother and grandmother, an aunt, a dancer, a bundle carrier, and an educator. She has worked with individuals, groups, organizations, and political leadership, providing guidance in progressing through trauma and other life events with ceremony. She values full-heartedly her involvement with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people and the work that she does. Candace Shaw is the Native Women's Association of Canada's Policy Director of Gender Diversity and Social Inclusion. She is of Métis and Ojibwe ancestry and works on the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls policy area with NWAC, as well as files pertaining to the inclusion of Indigenous women, girls, and gender-diverse people in Canadian disabilities legislation, Indigenous youth gender advocacy, and Two-Spirit LGBTQ and policy areas. Our last speaker is Christian Pascal Bouchard. He is a Senior Director of Policy and Government Relations at NWAC and has over 20 years of government in Canada and consulting experience. His extensive expertise in policy and program development, corporate management, and communication, including public opinion research. I'll just direct you to the readings that were suggested for today. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Candace Shaw